it just came out of nowhere. Like one day, Gary was like, "All right, I'm gonna play Value Turbo because this is what is now basically perceived as the best deck." This is last year, towards the end of last year. But he switched to Value Turbo from Black Wings. At one point, he was on Hero Frogs. He's been switching around to figure out whatever the best deck is. And he landed on Value Turbo, got his first top, then got a second top like within a month. I want to say like they were very close to each other, right, Gary?
Yeah, they were very, very close to each other.
And I was like, oh, you're doing that thing that people do where they get their first top and then like there's like this mental fortress that just gets destroyed. Because I feel like a lot of times topping is a mental thing. Obviously, yes, technical skill and deck building goes into it. But I think the other part that goes into it is your mental belief that you can do it. And I remember distinctly being a younger player who did not top a major event. I felt like looking up at this mountain, like Mount Everest, like how do I scale this shit? It seems so ridiculous when you haven't done it a single time. But then after you scale the mountain, you're like, oh, that's how you do it. And you know, people who do that shit for a living, they kind of remember like the paths. They know like, oh, this is a pitfall. Don't put your foot there. Do this, do that. And they kind of have like this experience of how to do it. And I feel like that's the same thing with topping. But you can speak more to that, Gary. So you've been playing Value Turbo for a good minute now.
Yeah, so in regards to like the house, like the first person from the house to actually win the event, it's so crazy to me. I never imagined it would be me ever. I thought it was maybe Stango because he was like pulling ahead of me at that time. I thought it was Frazier because Frazier's like a very accomplished duelist. Like he teaches all of us at every single point. I thought it would be Cairo because he was playing
Cairo's the hottest player of 2023.
Literal
he's the man. He was definitely, as I feel like even people outside of our play group, they like saw Cairo. They're like, oh, Cairo's gonna win the next event any day now.
And
like
it's still coming.
He's the next one due.
It's still coming.
It's still coming. 100%.
I still believe Cairo's like, if not the best or the second best like player of 2023 in Edison.
Yeah, he's definitely up there. 100%. He's in the conversation. Just the sheer number of tops that he had in that year was fucking insane.
Oh man, this is awesome. You guys probably don't know this. All you Edison heads, you probably don't know this because you're very familiar with a true hero, right? But OG's name you might be less familiar with it, but you're becoming more familiar because he's got to win. But let me tell you something. Cairo and Gary, a true hero and OG,
oh my god,
are bitter fucking enemies. They are rivals to the end. They feud to no fucking end. Okay,
I was shaping it up that me and Gary were like a rivalry, like kind of starting fledgling Yu-Gi-Oh, but it's nothing in comparison to Gary and Cairo.
And they'll be talking shit about like them playing Tenkaichi 3 from 30 years ago. Like they're like, I'll bust your ass in Tenkaichi 3. Like I'll beat you. And they're always like trying to be better than the other one. And I think from my perspective, from what I've seen based on their conversations, in most games, it seemed like Cairo inched ahead of Gary. Gary definitely has Dragon Ball Fighters over Cairo. But in most games, it seemed like Cairo got ahead. And then in Edison format, as everybody has said, throughout 2023, a true hero was one of the best players in the format. So he was ahead of Gary there. But now Gary has a fucking win, and he got the win first, and Cairo can never take that from him.
Cairo's winning the next event.
He has to. He literally has to for his pride.
Next, like, I'm putting it out right now, one of the next 5 events that Cairo enters, right? Because it's hard. Yu-Gi-Oh still RNG, and Cairo's gotten to the finals multiple times now. He's been to the finals of the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh Edison tournament so far. Last year's nationals, he got second place and got the big black rose and everything. So he's been to the top of the mountain. He just has to, finally like scale it all the way. But I think one of the next 5 tournaments that he enters, he will be victorious because now that Gary has a win, his fucking bitter childhood rival, and when we've been being very sweet about it, but I'm glad Kenny brought it up. They are bitter rivals. Okay.
Listen, like, I'll tell you right now, there's no form of entertainment better than a 2 a.m. Discord call with Gary and Cairo playing a game with each other and just the absolute amount of shit talk. Like,
I will wake up getting ready for work. Like I work from home. I'll wake up and it'll be literally like 7 a.m. I'm going to go take a piss. And I'll see that Discord has an active call in our group chat.
Yep.
And it'll say this call has been active for 3 hours. And I'll just join it real quick just to like see if it's, because sometimes Discord lies about calls being active. So I'll click it. And these two are literally like, yes, cream, get cream, Gary, get fucking cream. And I'm like, it is 7 a.m. He's like, not where I'm at, bitch. I'm in Korea. Gary's getting cream. And then Gary's like, you got that one. But what happened in Fighters? What happened in Fighters? He's like, well, you play lab code. Bitch, it's not fair. It's not fair. Your character's on. So they just like literally 7 a.m. on our time.
The most rowdy
back and forth
possible.
Yep.
Yeah, they're insane.
I just want to ask real quick, Frazier or Stango, have you ever heard a much more bitter rivalry ever.
No.
No,
You two
it's
are the. I even said, I was like, the level of petty that you two have with each other is insane to me. Like, it fuels both of you. Gary, you are one of the pettiest
Y'all are
people I
bad.
know, and I didn't understand like why you were so petty until I realized that it stems from how you grew up with Cairo.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it has to do with Cairo because I will say
100%.
this straightforward that Cairo is always the instigator. He's always the one that lights the flame. But like he had because Frazier's seen it from me because I also act a fool with Cairo too when we're playing games and dueling.
Rubbed off on you for sure.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, you guys are ridiculous, all of you, all three of you. But really, Gary and Cairo started it, and then Stango, you became like an addition to it. Now that the house has been like a thing,
They have so much hate. So much hate for each other. But it's like all love, but it's so much hate.
Obviously, we're all still very good friends. It never has caused any issues. It really is what sharpens the steel. Like steel sharpens steel. And I do feel like the rivalries within our group actually help to make us better. Hey guys, if you like this clip, we have full video versions of our podcast episodes available on the IMNerd Patreon, as well as exclusive content.
If you'd like to listen to our full podcast episodes or find us on any other social media platforms, you can do so by clicking the link tree below.